this period is not a period where you begin to do something that will jeopardize a smooth transition from Buhari to another person. And in that wisdom, we must also see it from that light. It's not good, it's biting, it's excruciating, but what can we do?
Okay, so we're trying to just
even America,
suspend
tell you, let me just tell you, it's on hold.
Because
America
we're trying to
now
transit.
Is
that the reason?
Not the reason. The reason I'm the rat, but I'm just giving you just one. America, with their weight, have given subsidy to a lot of things, even 4, because of this thing happening globally. America, with their everything they have even gone to their reserve to say, come, hey, we have to do this at that level. Then also see from that perspective.
So we begin our conversation today taking our quote from Akinwande Oluwole Babatunde Soyinka, known as Wole Soyinka. He is a Nigerian playwright, he is a novelist, a poet, and essays in English language. He once said, "I am convinced that Nigeria would have been a more highly developed country without the oil. I wish we'd never smelled the fumes of petroleum." That's coming from the Nobel laureate himself. All right, so let's take our second quote, and this one is from John Henry Hovind III. He is an American banker and politician serving as the senior U.S. Senator from North Dakota since 2011. He once said, "Pipelines are by far the safest way to transport petroleum. They are safer than tankers, safer than trucks, safer than rail." Interesting. I quite agree with this one, or don't you? All right, our last quote is from Simon Weil. He is a French philosopher, a mystique, and political activist. He once said, "Petroleum is a more likely cause of international conflict than wheat." Interesting, wouldn't you say? All right, now let's see how all of this quote relate to what we will be discussing today. Very warm greetings and welcome to The Conversation. We are reaching you from Kaftan's television studio here in the nation's capital, Abuja. Of course, I am Annabelle Oji. Now, what is this fuel situation in your area? Have you been able to get fuel? What is the queue like in your area? How much do you see black marketers and how much are they even selling? Or even how much are the fuel stations selling in your area? I'm sure a lot of people have different prices and amounts and different tales to tell. Now, with all of this happenings with regards to fuel crisis and all, today the queues are back, and then tomorrow they're all gone, and then next tomorrow again, just when you thought you had a breather, it comes back again. Today, on the show today, we'll definitely find out exactly what is the reason for this lingering fuel crisis that Nigeria has been suffering for quite a long time. And our guest on the show this morning is Elder Chinedu Okoronkwo. He is the national president of the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, that's IPMAN. And we will be asking him a lot of questions. I'm sure a lot of people have dated down some questions and some allegations. We'll definitely find out from him. And that's after this time out. Do join us again.
Taking a stroll around some parts of Abuja, long queues were noticed in some filling stations with passengers looking weary from the wait. Kaftan Television paid a visit to NNPC retail station at Wuse Zone 1 and NIPC oil fuel station at Kubwa Expressway to get a grasp of the situation. There were long queues of cars waiting to be attended to at these fuel stations, and this development caused traffic gridlock across these locations. In an interview with Kaftan TV, some car owners speculated that the activities of hoodlums across the nations could be the reason most fuel stations are short in the city.
The tanker drivers refuse to carry fuel around, so maybe that's why, because of the NSAS problem. So everybody's just panicking.
I've been on this queue for the past 3 hours plus. I've gone around town, I didn't get fuel. I decided to come and join the queue and face whatever trouble I meet here. I learned tanker drivers refuse to bring in fuel into town because of, the trouble at hand. That is NSAS. NSAS palaver.
Others complained of having to wait for long hours to be attended to by the fuel attendants.
It's very stressful. I've been here for almost an hour.
I'm here for over 1 hour. I'm here to fill my gas, but unfortunately, for over 1 hour, they have not been attending to people. So we don't know what's the cause of the problem, because before we have been whenever we get here, we don't used to spend like 20-30 minutes, but today unfortunately we spent over 1 hour without anybody attending to us.
On request to speak with the manager of the NNPC retail outlet at Zone 1, access was denied to the crew as he communicated unavailability. The supposed fuel scarcity has led to the emergence of black marketers who are already selling at exorbitant prices as against the original pump price. Faith Okoregbe, reporting for Captain TV News, Abuja.
Welcome back. If you just joined us, this is The Conversation. We are reaching you from Kaftan's television studio here in the nation's capital, Abuja. If you just joined us, you're right on time for the interview. Our guest on the show this morning is Elder Chinedu Okoronkwo. He is the national president of IPMAN, that's the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria. And we'll be having a chat with him this morning. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you for
It's great to have
having
you.
me. Yeah, how are you?
Very well, thank you.
Good.
All right, now let's start by talking about your association. Now, how much, let's start by getting up close and personal with regards to your association. How much would you say that your association, that's IPMAN, has been able to meet up with the objectives or the mission statement of its establishment, judging from the lingering fuel crisis that we've been experiencing in Nigeria that's been bedeviling the country in the last decades, even centuries?
Thank you for having me. I think this question is very key at this point in time for me to explain the role of my association, Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria. It's an act of parliament, in 1979 with the formation of major and independent marketer. It came to be. Apparently before now, the whole industry is occupied by foreigners, major marketers, like the likes of Total, Mobil, name them. But with the inclusion of independent marketers came, we were asked to start from the hinterland.
Okay.
And I can tell you for free, we've not only conquered the hinterland, we have also taken the major cities of this country. Some of our members now are even transnational oil company. And this is one program, one scheme I think government must be commended because it's indigenous. Now, coming to what you're talking about, the lingering fuel situation, check our role. Our role is to make this product available in our filling station and to sell within the confines of the template of government. Government have template where you must sell like this, especially in PMS that is yet not to be, deregulated. But the other product like PMS, AGO, DPK, even cooking gas, all of that has been deregulated. We think it's a call to duty for us to help this nation with a lot of investment, but the return is not commensurate with what we are putting in.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So let me explain. Before, maybe when we were buying these products, with 3 million naira, you make 10 naira profits. 10 naira profits will include paying your workers, electricity, you know what it is, and everything is embedded in that. You know, that has also now changed the narrative where business that you are buying for maybe 3 million naira, you are now buying it for 7 million naira with the same profit margin of 10 naira. We are barely living, making a living, you know. But what can we do? Because we are indigenous, like I said earlier. And you will see the investment of my members in this industry is ranging over 10 trillion. All the filling stations will control over 80% of the downstream sector of the oil and gas.
Okay.
So if it is an investment, I would say government, they are the major beneficiaries of this scheme. And you people, the masses.
I'm sure Nigerians are not going to agree with that, but we'll definitely talk about that later on the show. Now, let's still talking about your association. How much have you been able to cope with the lingering infrastructural decadence in the country? Because I know that your job actually deals with logistics of moving this product from one place to another. How have you been able to
You know,
deal with?
what do I say? It's been so Herculean doing business. But like I said, when you have no other place, this is our country. We are bearing the brunt of those infrastructural decay you just mentioned. It's true. But we must move ahead. We must make ends meet. That is why I say we should also be given a pat on the back. It's not easy doing this business, but we must do it. We have no choice. This is our country. And I believe one day things will change for good, and that is our prayer. By the time all these refineries will come on stream, where business will now have its own focal point of interest, where you can now plan. Maybe you want to do this, the availability will be there. There will be no distortion. You can also calculate what your profit should be. For now, it's just garbage in, garbage out. But we must hang in there. We must do the business. We have no other country to go.
Since we're still talking about the infrastructural decadence in the country, now with the advent of technology and then the complaints of bad roads and accidents all over, how much have your organization or your association been able to cope in terms of looking for alternative means of transportation? Like some people will talk about, why are we not looking at moving your product via the train, pipeline, and other alternatives?
Yeah, in our program is in the bucket. During the time of Mamanga Tuko, when he was the chairman of Railway Corporation, we approached him, and the talk got to a certain level before he even went up, where we can be given some concession on how to bring in this product through rail.
Okay.
And I believe with what government is doing now, the investment in rail is a way to go. It will help the road. It will also make movement of this product easier. We are not adverse to it. I think it's in our plan that by the time things are properly arranged, maybe the rail line are really working properly, we can now begin to look at that option. We have partners who are ready to partner with us, essentially on some of the projects we're having. Not only rail, we're thinking of gas, infrastructure, how to deepen it, because if we have gas, this idea of escalating costs in PMS, your cars can run on gas. You can cook with gas. We have it in abundance in this country. And that is the area we are now working on with government to see how this gas infrastructure will be deepened. You know, we have over 80,000 retail outlets cut across the nooks and crannies. So we have the platform. All what we're looking at is how to begin to deploy the, the equipment. And it's not like going to start building new things. Our stations are there for it to, get the ground running, to hit the ground running.
Okay,
So I believe by the time we get to that level, and we're planning with a lot of group, to see how we can also make this happen. I think it will also fall in line with energy security of this country. If this gas is there, the escalating cost of PMS, it will not be a choice. You want to run on PMS, you want to run on gas.
Do you see Nigeria going into that anytime soon?
Very soon. It's a matter of months, not, I'm telling you, we've gotten to a certain level. The discussion have gotten to a level. All we're waiting now is certain approvals from government, and I think we are good to go, So CNG, let us talk about CNG. It's lighter. The idea of, burning things like that, it can easily evaporate. But then, the cost benefit, a liter of it can last you more than a liter of all this, even petrol, diesel, or whatever. Yes. And you have an advantage that we have it here in megatons. I mean, the volume we have here can even last this country over 200 years. So if these things start working, the idea of pressure on dollar to import this product, for now that the refineries are not working, but I know pretty soon the refineries will be working. But it has to be also quantified in terms of international market parity. That will also impact either positively or negatively. But this gas that is being flayed in this country, where we'll not begin to use it, bottle it, and the average Nigerian, even those frying akara, can access it at a very cheap cost.
Now, taking
That
a
is
cue.
our thinking now.
Taking a cue from where you just landed, I have a lot to talk about, things to zap out from your last response. Now let's talk about gas. Recently, before now, Nigerians will tell you that they used to pay for the 12-liter bottle of gas for
12.5 kg.
12.5 kg for 3,500 to 3,800, depending on the location. But at the moment, Nigerians are paying over 10,000 or 10,000 at some places, and then some people say they're paying 12,000. And then whenever you go to the gas stations, most of them would always return the whole blames and the shout on IPMAN. Nobody knows who else is involved in all of this. So who exactly is making gas so expensive in Nigeria?
And now I'm laughing. Where is within the chain of this distribution? We are just carrying from the producers and, middlemen. And before it gets to our filling station, maybe in bottle, we do have an association that is saddled with LPG. I'm not talking about LPG. Remember, LPG, government have some contract, their obligations they must meet up with. And those obligations haven't been signed. Some of these guys you see, they can take it out there and bring it back. That is why we are now looking at what will not go out. All these things that are being flayed, how do we aggregate them and put them into use without necessarily going to tamper with some contracts of government? And I think we have the technology and we have everything it takes now so that you can even buy it cheaper than what you are buying it now. We have really gone far with that program.
How soon are Nigerians supposed to be expecting that to happen?
By God's grace, we should be launching by July 1st, 30th.
Oh, wow. That's
Bichi,
close.
in Bichi,
Okay.
because we are in concert with the Emir of Bichi, and some GPIC and IPMAN, and the major people in the program, they're controlling all these other organs I told you. So we are good to go.
So what other kind of support do you get from the government in terms of subsidies and all, probably due to
It's not,
transportation?
it's you people that are getting the benefit, the masses. How many cars do you have?
Just one.
One. Maybe some of you have 4 cars. And for now, the cost of this petroleum product out there, you are aware of the global energy issues occasioned by Ukraine and Russian war. It's affecting everywhere, even America, UK. Everybody is in serious problem. Even America, they have also put in subsidy. The whole idea of subsidy is for the masses. For you, I've told you we don't have anything outside that small profit, even with high cost of doing business. But some of you that have 10 cars, 2 cars, you're supposed to be buying this product maybe 700 per liter, you are still buying it at 165. You are the direct beneficiaries of this subsidy. Subsidy must be understood properly. It's not an NPC nor IPMAN, but the masses. That is why government have put in it so that it will not result into accelerating, adversely on the cost of living. It's a wonderful idea. But
So in
it
other
must-
words, you're saying that subsidy is, because some people will say that subsidy is a scam, and then the other people will say that subsidy is good. For you, for all of your years of knowledge, with your wealth of knowledge, would you say that, are you for or against subsidy?
let me tell you, everything has modus operandi. Subsidy will not make any industry grow. Okay? When we visited the National Assembly, our position is that this thing should be removed to allow the industry have a better breather. But because of what we are in now, election, so that many people will not use it as election slogan or whatever, government in its wisdom felt, look, let us put it on hold now. You are aware that the Petroleum Industry Act has been passed and there is no subsidy there. But what government have done now as intervention or something to cushion the effect, because by the time you allow this subsidy right now, when all these refineries are not up and running, the danger, the inflation that is already biting will be excruciating. Maybe we'll begin to track. So I think in that wise, for now, it's not that we are in support of it. It's to allow this election year so that people see if we have problem that has to do with the refugee issue, Nigeria will make the whole world suffer. 200 million people having crisis. Don't you know energy can spark up a serious crisis in this country that you cannot even be here to work? I think what government have done is proper for now. Then what is also required, everybody within that chain, even you, the media people, must also go around to see how people are being treated in this line. It's only PMS. Edu is not subsidized. You see, you know the cost of it. You people are running gas here. You know how much you are buying it right now. So that would have been the same effect on PMS. Maybe they will be coming to pick you with one bus. All of you will come to work. But
Well,
now
then,
can
if you look at our neighboring countries like Ghana, that have removed subsidy, and then they're paying over up to 1,000 naira for fuel, just to get a liter of fuel. If Nigerians have to pay that much, how much do you think this will actually affect or impact the lives and the living standard of
Do you
the
know
average
that
Nigerian?
Ghana refinery is working? Are you aware?
Yes, I know.
Is any refinery working here? The answer is no. Let us see what we can do There are assurances from an NPC before the end of this year that Port Harcourt refinery must work. Dangote is also doing very well. Bua, some modular refineries are also springing up. And like I said earlier, this period is not a period where you begin to do something that will jeopardize a smooth transition from Buhari to another person. And in that wisdom, we must also see it from that light. It's not good, it's biting, it's excruciating, but what can we do?
Okay, so we're trying to just
Even America,
suspend
tell
it
you, let me just tell you, it's on hold.
because we're trying to transit. Is
No,
that
not
the reason?
Not reason. The reason I'm mirrored, but I'm just giving you just one. America, with their weight, have given subsidy to a lot of things, even four, because of this thing happening globally. America, with their everything they have even gone to their reserve to say, come, hey, we have to do this at that level. Then also see from that, perspective.
All right, now let's talk about this fuel crisis. Today we have fuel in excess, and then tomorrow the queues are back, especially in Abuja, the nation's capital, and then other states in the country. What exactly is the reason why you sleep and then you wake up, there's fuel, and then you go back to sleep again, then there are no fuels?
Yeah, remember that before now, the transport cost wasn't really meeting up the exigencies of the business. For instance, you go to Lagos, especially people from Abuja, to pick this product, for instance, with 1,000 liters of diesel. Maybe then, when it was 200 naira, then it will amount to maybe 200,000 naira. The same 1,000 liter now is sold for 800 and something naira, which means 800 and something thousand. And the cost, government cost element in it is no more than 700,000 or 600,000, depending on the literage you are bringing in. So, but government have also seen the difficulties, the challenges. Now they have also added another 10 naira to ameliorate. I mean, like in Lagos, you see they have stability now. Abuja will soon have the same thing. If it is biting, but that issue have been somehow addressed.
So with that 10 naira freight rate?
No, it's not totally going to solve the problem, but
Okay.
we have started somewhere. Maybe pretty soon government will review everything and see there is a budget meant for this subsidy on PMS alone. So within that, basket of subsidy templates, they can also adjust to meet up with daily challenges occasioned by this Russian war. I think that is what government is doing now.
Okay.
So everybody must also see to it that it's work in progress anyway.
All right. Now, I saw a report saying that IPMAN is threatening to go on strike, especially in Abuja. What exactly is the reason for that call?
IPMAN Suleja Depot. We have 21 units, 5 zonal offices with the National Identity Council. These are my members in Suleja. And I think we are now trying to see what we can do with government. Especially, we have gotten a consultant who is vast. And midstream, downstream, they have also agreed. It's not about really now figure. It's not a rocket science. Of also, by maybe next week, ask our members now to bring your bill, those you think have lingered. Let us see how we can interface with government. They have agreed to, they have opened their distance that they work with our members, the midstream, downstream authority. So I think by the time that is achieved, everybody will have rest of mind. If you bring your bill and the bill tallies with what they have, they should pay, because the whole idea that it will not exceed 2 weeks after properly do it's just like transporting for government. And this money is our contribution
From your associations.
from all the market. It's like in a basket. Before you load, you must have paid. So the people managing this thing, they shouldn't wait for government. It's our money within that template. Those within the area where this product is closer, they don't enjoy any payment. Rather, they contribute so that they can equalize in area where it is not available. So for us, it's our money. And those managing it, we shouldn't beg for it. That is what my members are saying here.
Ah, okay.
You must understand that now.
Okay, definitely.
That these members are talking about their money, and we cannot say no. Give them the money. Everybody have contributed. By the time you pick, you pay. Everything is embedded in that template. So there shouldn't be any problem having that money. But thank God, we have now gotten a serious, forensic expert in financial matters, Walton, Benin Group. Government have also asked him to please help. I think what they have done is to express their annoyance, and with this understanding, I think everything will go well.
Okay. I have a feeling that some Nigerians don't exactly understand this part of the story. That's
And
where
that
it
is why
regards to the name grab. But we'll definitely
I'm an
unbundle
industry
it.
man.
We'll definitely unbundle this part of the program after this time out. Let's go on a quick break, and when we return, the conversation continues. Do join us again. Now, there are some allegations that IPMAN always smuggled fuel to other neighboring countries at a subsidized price. So I'm going to ask you, since we have you directly here, to answer that question. How true is that allegations? And if it is true, at what rate are they being subsidized? And who is paying for this subsidy?
Of my member have been caught. You see, this business, even you are in it, your brother could be in it without having a license. Some of the people that carry this product out can go to any time from buy and move out. Our business is filling station, from depot to filling station.
The fuel queues noticed during the weekend in Abuja, the nation's capital, seem to be growing worse by the day, as some commercial activities have been put to hold and transport fare has increased drastically. We will be speaking to some road users to find their reactions on the fuel scarcity.
All right, so it's actually very, very disheartening and embarrassing that we just passed through this situation some months back, and we're actually here again. Coming to queue up like this is not nice. We have businesses, we have activities we're supposed to be doing, but imagine, this is about 11 o'clock, and since morning I've been here, and it's not nice.
I think it is irresponsible of us as a fuel producing nation to go through this every time. And basically, what can we do but to accept this situation? Because it's been like this ever since every one of us was born. Even before our parents, we've heard of things like this. So we'll keep accepting this situation until someone with the head upstairs fixes every of these things, because it is actually very shameful.
This is very disheartening. It's not supposed to be happening again, because barely a month ago, right, 2 months, we faced something like this, and it was very hectic. So for it to be happening again, it's just disheartening for every normal Nigerian, because we're all bearing the cost. Now, if you're not on the fuel queue, I'm supposed to be at the office. I'm not at the office. I'm here. I've been here for, let's say, an hour or 2 hours now on this queue. If I don't have to be here, I have to buy black market. Black market is very expensive right now.
Residents of Abuja also lament over the negative impact of the fuel scarcity. on their various businesses.
Well, it's so unfortunate that we find ourselves in this kind of mess. You know, yesterday I bought fuel in this same filling station. It took me almost 2 hours in the night. So I left here around after 10. After I've scouted for fuel in the town, and I found out that the queue there were hectic. So, and this is the fuel that you normally drive into the filling station. Within a minute, you get it. So it wasn't easy because it's affecting my business. And on that Sunday, I didn't do anything. I just bought fuel and I went home and rest.
Please, I urge whoever that is in authority, the Minister of Petroleum, which is our president, to see what he can fix all this mess, because in Nigeria, the masses are really suffering. We are suffering. How can someone be here? Okay, now there are no employment, nothing, but we are here spending all our days. How are we going to get money to feed our families? How are we going to put food on the table when we cannot even get petrol for us to struggle?
I have been here for over an hour waiting to buy fuel. In fact, I've actually been in another filling station. When it's like 25 cars before it gets to my own, they mentioned to us that the fuel has actually finished. I really feel very, very disappointed.
With motorists spending hours on queues at fuel stations, black marketers have taken over major spots in the Federal Capital Territory.
You see, the problem we are having in this country is that we are deceiving ourselves. One, those people selling black marketers, you can see them over there. They are not having, what's it called? They are not having refineries where they get their fuel. They still get the fuel from the same place here. So the government should ban black marketers, not buying all jerry can.
We have been here for the past almost 5 hours trying to see how we can get petrol. But what we are experiencing here is that we have seen most of the Okadas, which is the black market, popularly called black market. They have been going in there, get petrol, go out, but we have been here for the past 5 hours.
Some other filling stations are not even selling fuel to vehicles, but they are selling black markets, and black markets are making more money on the road, which is not fair. It's costing us a lot in this Nigeria. Look at, since morning I was here by 6 o'clock, I can't even get fuel up to this time.
Many motorists on the highway of the nation's capital, Abuja, have expressed their disappointment on the reoccurrence of the fuel scarcity, and they call on the federal government to ensure that something is done about the fuel scarcity. From the nation's capital, Joshua Ruth Angwom, Kaftan Television.
Welcome back. If you just joined us, this is The Conversation. We are reaching you from Kaftan's television studio here in the nation's capital, Abuja. If you just joined us, you missed out on a lot of information, but then you can still join in the conversation. Our guest on the show this morning is Elder Chinedu Okoronkwo. He is the national president of IPMAN, that's the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria. And we've been talking about the lingering fuel crisis and exactly what is the reason and if there's a way forward. Now, before we went on that break, we were actually talking about the Nigerian, the midstream, downstream sector and all of that. Now, I saw a particular report where it was stated that in May, the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, that's IPMAN, your association, claimed that the government owed its members, that's the NIBDRA, Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Association, they owe its members ₹500 billion. But however, the NMDPRA told our newsmen that it had paid oil marketers bridging claim of about 59 billion naira. That's to marketers in 5 months. So help us understand, where exactly is all of this coming?
Okay, that is why this conversation is key at this point in time. This money belongs to marketers. It's our contribution. You see Coca-Cola. The price you drink Coca-Cola in Abuja is the same price the man in Kaura Namuda drinks it. They are doing what they call internal equalization, okay? Within their own company. Now, government, in a way to make every Nigerian feel the same, even if you are in Kano, the man in Port Harcourt shouldn't have an advantage of price differential.
Okay.
Good. And this thing was carefully incorporated in the template of pricing. That is to say, a government is now involved in aggregating this thing. And it was agreed, look, before you, so those who have done this work, supposed not to even wait more than 2 weeks. By then, it would have taken them from the point of lifting to point of discharge and everything. That was the understanding.
Okay.
Now, if you are saying you have paid people 50, what is left? Can you get it? And that is why we have brought an expert so that the speed, so that people, when you bring, you don't wait. You can go back and bring. If you bring and you are owed for maybe 10 months, interest element and then everything would have eaten the whole money. That is why some of these my members are crying. The whole idea of this equalization is that it will not be more than 2 weeks. And we now, in IPMAN, National Executive Council, have also decided to stop all these things by bringing a qualified consultant who will work with them to ascertain all these claims, if they are real, pay them. We are not asking that services to be borrowed by government. We will take it. Our members will take it, no problem.
Oh, okay.
Good. So, but they have given consent to it. And this midstream, downstream have also agreed that they will work with it. So I believe it's work in progress. Maybe from next week, a lot of things will begin to happen. But whether or not my people have suffered, they have really suffered. Something you're supposed to pay within 2 weeks, and maybe some 11 months, some, it just depends. But I think a solution has been provided anyway.
All right, now, so let's talk about this recurring decimal of adulterated fuel, or PMS. And we know that aside the one that Nigerians had to go through a few weeks or few months ago, it's been lingering, it's been there. Even aside that, we have always had complaints from some companies where they say that either the fuel is coming from the tanker drivers, they might have been stolen and then replaced with water or chemicals, which at the end of the day might spoil or damage their engine. So where exactly is the issue coming from? Is it from IPMAN or from where, and how can this be ameliorated?
Is there still any issue on that adulteration?
You see how some companies complaining that their engines just knocked down because...
It's not true. Because when that one happened, it was very obvious and clear. Ethanol, because in some countries they use it to balance the PMS. That is to get the octane number. You can even use it to reduce if it is very high. It's allowed in the industry. Ethanol might not be that too strong, but you can also power certain plant with it. So when you bring it, you can blend it. So when that one came in, and everybody, even an MPC, the people who are involved, you people knew what happened, So it was not hidden. But I can tell you that we have been enjoying good fuel since after that problem. And the whole fuel was recalled back to its owners. And we were told, I don't operate in that, I'm not within that area. Maybe you go down and find out. The chain is huge. You have the operators like an NPC, you have the tank farm owners, you have the filling station owners So we have the tankers too, because it is a prerequisite that before you become a marketer, you must have your trucks, minimum of 3. Then when you aggregate it, at least 60 or 70% of the truck applying this road are my members' truck, okay? So, and whether or not there could be sharp practice emanating from driver, it's not ruled out.
Okay.
It's not ruled out.
Okay.
Then But you know that.
So how do you deal with such sharp practices which could be emanating from the drivers?
Government, in its own wisdom now, have put in a lot of agencies of government like civil defense, police, and we're also interfacing with them. When we visited Mr. President, he urged us that we should help government, not only in all this vandalization, cross-border trading, a lot of things, to liaise with relevant government agencies. And we are doing that. But you know, the business of catching criminals is not easy. But on our own part, we are really, really doing that. And some of the people caught, some have been charged to court by civil defense, and a lot of auctions have been done to their products. So it's not something everybody is, keeping mute about. No, government is seriously against it, and we in IPMAN we're also against it.
Now, there's some allegations that IPMAN always smuggled fuel to other neighboring countries at a subsidized price. So I'm going to ask you, since we have you directly here, to answer that question. How true is that allegations? And if it is true, at what rate are they being subsidized? And who is paying for this subsidy?
None of my members have been caught. You see, this business, even you are in it, your brother could be in it without having a license. Some of the people that carry this product out there can go to any town farm and buy and move out. Our business is filling station, from depot to filling station. So if you are engaging anything outside there that is not within the confines of this country, I can tell you for free, our independent marketer's license does not permit us to do business outside Nigeria. And I believe my members cannot go outside the dictates of that agreement. Over time, those who were caught, none have been traced to be members of IPMAN. Okay. Like I told you earlier, people can go somewhere and pick their products and see how they can smuggle. Somebody with filling station, have a proper way of doing business. The fear that your station will be seized or confiscated is there. So it goes a long way to put in the fear and everything. So, but for criminals, they cannot go under that platform of saying that I'm a member of IPMAN and I'm caught. We've never had such story, because when you are signing that bulk purchase agreement, it's very, very clear that your trade is within Nigeria. That is it.
All right, now, so would you actually say that Nigeria is on the right track with regards to its oil and gas sector, talking about government policies and then talking about independent marketers' policies, that your policies? How much would you say that we're on the right track in that regard?
With the passage of this PIA now, and but for the suspension of it, I think it has captured a lot of essence of business in oil and gas. And I believe by the time it will be allowed to begin to work, the whole benefit of this oil and gas will now be very, very manifest. I believe for now, we are not going to talk about whether, but we have seen that the bill that is passed have captured everybody within, both the host community, everything is in there. So, but not to worry. Pretty soon you see an NPC will host their flag as a limited liability company. So all those things are part of the PIA Industrial Act bill that it will promote, and then they will begin to make profit properly, So business dynamics will change for good.
Now, since we're talking about solutions how much will more establishment of modular refineries or giving licenses to them or getting, since we are refinery, even though we've been assured that the Warri refinery will get up and running anytime before the end of this year rather. How much this year? How much will other getting license for other modular refineries actually help? Even also processing LPG stations, how much would they actually help to ameliorate this oil challenge or energy challenge?
By the time we'll start refining here, not only the availability of this product, it will also unleash wealth, employment opportunity. All this host community where you see no job, if these modular refineries are planted in those areas, it will create a lot of job. It will, make this not to get into violence, because they will now begin to manage part owners of this God-given wealth. I think that is the way to go, So my take on that is that government should also see how they will begin to put these modular refineries in communities where they are producing this crude, so that it will discourage these artisanal refineries and degradation of the environment.
What does artisanal refineries mean?
All these
the illegal refineries?
Illegal, just putting it in a crude form. I think it will, a lot of environmental decay is happening there, because it's not done the proper way. But when government will now see this as a serious challenge, especially on the environment, how much it will take you to remediate those environment is huge and humongous. But government can also say, look, hey, in each of these states where they have this, we can put 3 or 4 modular refineries. Let it run, then let them also come by way of a cooperative, where the owners of that can be given some percentage of that refining.
All right.
And think government will have access even to export and make dollar moving forward.
All right, one question that keeps coming to my mind is, how would you actually explain the reason why most times you don't have fuel in some fuel stations, but then the black market boys always have business to do? Sometimes they're even selling in front of the fuel stations.
I think as a media person, you will also help in checking.
That's why we're asking you.
No, don't go. Somebody can come and take fuel from your filling station, maybe in his car. He can now go and offload it and begin to hawk. So how do we get into that level of, it's not within our confines, because you come with your car. Some have even attached extra tank. I don't know if you have something such a thing in your car, where when they will go, they will siphon it and put it in rubber and begin to sell. But I think all that will stop by the time this product is available. You don't see them again. But it's not for us. But I think you, as a journalist, can go and do further investigation on how this thing is happening. Because by the time the motor is coming in, government is there. And they will put people to monitor the cell for now. So I think the idea of where did they get this product should also be.
And there are no ways that you can stop it.
Stop what?
The black market boys.
How will you stop what you don't give them? Maybe they have taken it from their motorcycle, they'll go and offload. How will you stop them coming to take fuel from their machine or keke? Someone can put additional tank in their keke and take. When they go and they will offload it. How much will they make in a day? So it's a business.
All right, so finally, before we let you go, how much will, is there any quick fix to Nigeria's energy crisis? Are there a quick fix?
I have told you gas that we are about rolling out will be the game changer. this CNG gas that we're about rolling out pretty soon with Mr. President and Emir Bichi will be the game changer.
For both Agro,
for everything.
PMS and all.
Both the market woman frying akara.
Okay.
Your generator can also be converted to using that. Cars, trailers, so you have alternative. And this thing is locally domiciled here. It's not imported. So.
And then you will not have the issue of FX.
No FX. It's no dollar. Everything is here. The only dollar thing you can see maybe bringing in the equipment for now, but pretty soon we can begin to manufacture some of them here. We'll bring those companies here, let them begin to manufacture some of this equipment here. I think that is the way to go.
All right. Yeah, we'd like to get your last words to Nigerians on the energy crisis, and then because like I told you, a lot of people would actually fault IPMAN, or IPMAN rather, of so many challenges, but we'd like to get your words to Nigerians.
I hope you're not part of those people giving us bad names.
Definitely, I won't be among those people giving you bad names, but for those that are already...
But you have seen what we are doing, we are even not in business again. But my advice is that there is still hope. The gas, deepening of gas infrastructure will be the game changer. Will bring stock again, create employment and a lot of things, and it will also bring about security. Because when there is no energy, a lot of things will begin to happen. But with this gas, it will really save this country the shame, of not having cheap gas when God have given us all this. So that it's for me and you to think out. And I think IPMAN have really taken a very good stand on that. And I believe it will go a long way in solving some of this energy crisis in this country.
Thank you so much for your time with us, Elder Chinedu Okoronkwo. I am president of IPMAN. It's been a wonderful time having this talk with you.
Thank you for having me.
All right, viewers, that's where we draw the curtain on this segment of the show. Definitely see you again next time. We have been chatting with Elder Chinedu Okoronkwo. He is the president of the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, IPMAN, and it's been a wonderful time here on the show. I'll definitely see you again next time. Keep watching The Conversation, because you never know who my next guest will be and what my next topic will be all about. Like I said, keep watching The Conversation. Till I come your way again next time. From the nation's capital, Abuja, I am Annabelle Oji. God bless Nigeria.